Hey, I'm Josh Robertson with Bear Crop Science, out here with Zach Webb today, talking to you a little bit about some management decisions in cotton here about mid-season. Also want to encourage you guys, if you like our videos, if you like what we're doing here, share the video on YouTube or here posted on Facebook. Let us know, leave a comment below and let us know what you think about what we got going on, or if there's something relevant that you'd like to see, let us know and we'll be sure to get out in the fields and touch on that as well. All right, Zach, so when we're thinking about PGR management, one of the first things we want to know is what is PGR management even doing? Like, why are we even doing PGR management? What are some considerations around that?
Well, you know, Josh, over the years, I've heard a lot of people talk about PGR management in different ways. You know, I've heard people say, well, my cotton's up yay tall, and I want to stop it. Well, PGRs really aren't made to stop cotton. They are growth inhibitors, and so PGRs slow that growth down, but they redirect that energy. So we're making that plant that wants to go vegetative go reproductive and make more fruit versus making more vegetative plant matter. And that's the win-win. It's a lot more bolls. We'll see more lateral fruiting and thus higher yields. And plus, at the end of the season, when the harvest time rolls around, it's a whole lot easier to harvest a crop that's waist high versus one that's shoulder high.
Absolutely. So here in the last several days, Zach, really interesting information that our counterpart down in Mississippi, Jay Mahaffey, did at the Scott Learning Center. They're going over a lot of different things, testing a lot of different things down there. But Jay was talking about the possibility of seeing some quality increases, maybe some yield increases, and some work they're doing on PGR there. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, Jay's doing some great work down there at the Scott Learning Center and using our new varieties and seeing, do they require a more aggressive approach, a passive approach? And now we're not only tying yield into that, we're tying in premium fiber quality in that. That's a pretty big deal now in the cotton industry, getting good, long, strong, high quality cotton. But we're also doing those same kind of trials right here in the Carolinas. We've got, I think, 7 PGR trials this year with our class of 20s, our NPE varieties that we're looking at, along with 1646 as kind of a standard, as to see, what varieties really require that more aggressive approach versus those that could hurt if you put too much PGR out there. So we're trying to push the envelope and see just how far we can go with these things to see what brings the best return to the grower and for that particular variety.
So guys, as you can see, we're testing out in Scott Learning Center in Mississippi. We're testing up here locally. We got regional tests. There's a lot of work that goes into testing these Deltapine varieties and having as much information as we can possibly have before we bring them to market for your farm.
Josh, outside of the question about variety placement on our Deltapine varieties, I get the most calls every year on PGR management with the Deltapine varieties. And there's a lot of things to consider when you're talking about PGR management. For me, I like to start early. I'm talking about match head square just beyond and getting a little bit of PGR in that plant. Now you're talking about not a great amount here, 6, maybe 8 ounces in some cases, depending upon variety, it may be a little more. If growing conditions are really good, it may be a little more. And we'll discuss that in just a second. But I like to get in it because that little bit of PGR really sets that plant up for the next application. And it really makes it a lot easier to manage. We've got some varieties out there, like a 1646 or 2055 and 2038, that really require a little more aggressive management early on and throughout the season. So that early shot really sets those varieties up for easier management later in the season. Then we got varieties like 1916, 2012, 2020 that don't require quite an aggressive approach, and with those you can be a little softer with your PGRs. But there's a lot of things to consider, Josh. You got to think about what's the 5-day forecast, the 10-day forecast looking like. Are we getting rain? What kind of moisture do we have right now? Are we in good growing conditions, getting good heat, good moisture, or are we dry and under stress?
So Zach, we're out here in Eastern North Carolina, like I said, in this beautiful field of Deltapine 2012 today, and this is actively growing. We've had some pretty timely rainfalls on this. It's still a little bit on the dry side, but you can tell these plants are actively growing. If we're in a situation where maybe we've got a drier field, our plants are wilted down early in the day, what are some things we need to be thinking about there?
Well, Josh, I've had a number of calls this year, guys asking me that very question with cotton wilting down early in the day. And when cotton wilts down early in the day like that, it's trying to rest, it's trying to survive, it's just trying to hang on. And so really don't want to put any kind of PGRs out there in those situations. The plant's not going to take it up anyway. And I would say not put anything on that cotton unless you got irrigation and you can water it. Don't put anything on that cotton until it gets a rainfall and has recovered and is growing normally. Then we can go back to our normal PGR practices.
All right, guys, so if you've made it this far, we appreciate your attention. We appreciate you watching our video. If there's something that you would like to see, leave it in the comments down below. Please like and share our page, both on YouTube and on Facebook. And just leave us a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. So, Zach, thank you for what you do for the cotton industry. Thank you for being here and helping out with this. And we'll see you next time.